mics are on.
Okay.
I shut my phone off here. Yep.
Yeah, I got mine off already.
All right. So we're up and running. Are we ready to begin?
Yes.
Good evening, everybody. Today is June 17th, 2025, 6 p.m. This is the Village of Walton Hills Information Committee meeting. All committee members are here. Myself, Brian Spitznagel, Diane Canzoni, Fred Nielsen. We have discussion of the village directory to go over. Our last meeting, we left it that we would, there were some items that we needed to find out and move forward on setting up the directory. So I'd like to start by updating the committee on the items that we had for action items for the last meeting that I was able to go through. The first item is the new resident welcome packets that we give out. I did call Lisa Canzoni, and there was a question, what is given to new businesses? We don't give anything in writing to new businesses. So I don't know if that's something we would want to discuss future, giving them something or not. I know Mr. I lost his name, our economic development person, Tom Jordan. He does visit companies in that, but you know, whether we wanted to send them something right away, and I guess we can speak with the mayor, you know, and Tom, see what they suggest, if that's what you wanted to do. Okay.
But there's usually like a ribbon cutting or something, so we.
Nah, not
the
really.
Village is welcoming
It's
them.
very rare that we've had a ribbon cutting.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
I can't even tell you.
Yeah.
I mean, we've had a lot of companies,
Yeah.
they haven't had anything.
Nothing.
The only one that I think they're gonna have like a soft opening for us is Cardinal Health. I think
When they get all in there.
When they get in,
Yeah.
they're not even fully operational.
Right.
So, you know.
Right. Yeah,
Other
so
than
that's
that-
something we can look at
Yeah.
and we can investigate and
And
maybe
then,
put something together.
Great Day, I don't know what, they may have something, because they're, you know, that's a.
Yeah,
But other than that, like all the companies that have moved in, we've never had anything.
right. Yeah, I can't remember going to
Not
one.
getting
Maybe the last one was with Mayor Anielski, and I can't remember what it was, but maybe they had something back then,
Yeah,
but that's it.
Okay.
Speaking about the directory, I did contact Postnet. They were the ones that printed the directory. Our 2023 order, we printed 1,200 books. It turned out to be $1.95 a book. The directory before that was $1.79 a book, but these were $1.95. And I did tell him, he did not send me a quote yet, but I'm not concerned about that really, because I did tell him that by the time we went to press, it would be next, you know, the beginning of next year anyway, so there's no rush. You know, I just wanted to, you know, I told him for his thinking about what the cost is, because they may change from now to the beginning of the year, you know. So he has not gotten back on to me yet, but he is very good at getting back to me, so he will. Our last order was 1,200 books, $1.95 a book, so we spent $2,340. The last in your packet that I sent out, or I gave you and then sent it out, there's advertising prices in here, one of the pages that we charged for advertising prices.
That's soft there.
Yeah, it's in your book there,
Yes.
or in your packet. We did have, I counted this morning, the 23
Oh.
directory. Inside front cover was the event center, so that was our cost right there. We had an inside back cover, that was Mobility Plus, that's $300. Outside back cover was Affordable Mulch, $400. They're no longer in the village, but they still deliver to the village, so I would,
Oh.
it's,
Yeah, we
Yeah.
can still
They
ask.
may
I would
still
go-
want
yeah, because I've called them to get pricing, they still, yeah, we still
So
deliver
they're
to
still
the village.
local,
Yeah,
just not in the village?
right.
Okay.
And then there were 7 half-page ads at $125 each, so that's $875. So the total ad revenue we received was $1,575. So the cost of the book, the directory to the village, was $765. So, I don't know if you want to modify these prices, increase them a little bit. They are, and Councilwoman Allen makes a good statement, and we did tell them this last time that, hey, their ad isn't just in there for a week or a year even. It's multiple years, and some people keep those books. I've got them going way back in my house.
Yeah.
No,
I have different colored ones even.
Yeah,
yes.
exactly.
I know we had talked about a fourth of a page, but really, if it's that reasonable again in pricing, I would think a half a page. I mean, this looks nice.
It does look
Half a
nice. It's
page
readable.
gives
If it
you-
was a
yes.
quarter page,
Readable.
it would
Mhm.
be kind of,
Mhm.
yeah. Now, remember, every page is actually 4 pages,
Yeah,
you know, as
Right.
it goes in
Right.
there half. So, that would be 4 pages of that,
well,
that would be 8 half-page, another room for another 8 half pages, so if we were to increase a page. But I guess we have to see how many advertisers we get. You know, hopefully we can get more.
Mhm.
Mr. Chairman,
this time.
sir, would it be reasonable to think that we kept it around $1,000 for the printing? I mean, we were at $765.
$765
I
cost
mean,
to the village. Yeah, and we can always see how many, like I said, how many, you know, we have new Cardinal Health coming
They
in,
may
great
want-
day, they may want
They may want a
one.
whole page.
Yeah, exactly. And some other businesses that have come in or expanded here in the village in the
Dan
recent
Spot, I
years.
know he was new at the time, he didn't.
Dan
want it,
Spot,
but
you know,
he's
to
here
name a
now.
few, yeah.
you know.
I'm sure that would be a great spot in the back of the book with a menu on it,
Oh,
right
oh,
there.
Yeah,
for-
okay, we'll have to
That's- I
recommend
mean,
that,
Yeah.
yeah.
know?
that's big.
Plenty of room for this.
Yeah,
He
exactly.
was saving money where he wouldn't have to print up any more menus, he could just look on the back of the book.
Mhm.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. So I think there's room for adding
Mhm.
advertisers, so it's just a matter of how many and how many we can get, and then adding that all up with the number of pages. Right,
Chairman, would
Yes.
we need to, get the letter out to the businesses? I see you show us one from 2023.
yeah.
Would-
Yeah.
We would need to get that out by September,
We would need to
October.
get that out, yeah.
Mhm. And then
Yeah.
also.
And I don't know if that letter, you know, take a week or so and look through the stuff. I know I just sprung this stuff on you now of what I was able to get. So, you know, take a week or so and see if there's any editorials you want to make with any of this stuff, like that business letter. I thought it was, we thought it was well done at the time, and I don't believe there's anything. I reread it, and nothing comes to my mind, but there may something come to your mind in changing something. But yeah, I would like to maybe even in August, send this stuff out, and that way we can start getting, you know,
So these
maybe
were
replies.
mailed to the businesses, or did somebody go around and
No,
say
these were
hi
mailed.
Yeah.
and deliver them?
These were mailed to
Mailed
the
out.
local businesses, yeah. Now, it would, you know, if we go around to like places in Macedonia or Northfield or wherever, you know, if I went, I wouldn't mind carrying one of these things, you know, a bunch of these letters, and just, so they have it as a reference, you know,
Mhm.
along with the ad cost.
Right.
As far as the ad pricing, I would suggest we see what, before we change this pricing anyway, see what they're gonna charge us for these directories, and
Mhm.
base what we had last time, how much difference that would be, and maybe,
Mhm.
you know, I mean, is that a good plan, or what do you think?
Yeah, we need to wait for the price, and then,
maybe adjust our
but even,
cost of
Yeah,
advertising to that.
yeah. Exactly.
or
Yeah.
since it's so reasonable, we may get more, so if we
We
have
may- yeah,
more,
and
of
that's
course, it'll cost
something-
more, because there'll be more pages,
There'll
but,
be more pages, so-
it definitely, you know, we just need to get to the people,
right,
get to the businesses, and.
right. Well, one more, let's see, half page is $125. 1, 2, 3, that would be eight ads, right? So that's $1,000 right there. So, you know, that just one
Just
one
those-
whole page.
Adding a
In
page.
addition, if we
Yeah.
could get that would really
Pretty much.
do a lot to cover
Pretty much covered.
costs, yeah.
I-
Hmm?
Mr. Chairman, I have to think that Cardinal Health would probably take a full page. Just coming into the village, I mean, maybe send them a separate letter?
They might, yeah,
But
yeah, we can,
directed towards Cardinal, you know,
right,
to Cardinal Health, so it would be and maybe since, I don't know how soon Great Day, I mean, they're getting that, they're really working inside there, so I don't know how soon they plan on, I thought, I heard that they wanted to be in by the end of the year, I don't know.
oh, okay,
But they may be interested too, since they're coming in for a full page ad,
Mhm.
because
And that actually would give them more business, having
that's something,
their
yeah,
name and
yeah,
phone number connection in here.
right, because
Mhm.
they're in the construction, you know, so
Mhm.
they may really be interested. Again, maybe a separate letter.
Or, you know, like, the hospitals sometimes advertise in these, you know, like they do in our journal.
Yeah.
And they
yeah.
do it for community, you know, just to outreach, community
Right, right,
outreach, you
right.
know, so they just might be interested for that fact.
I mean, for
you
that
know.
much money,
Oh,
they do billions every
probably,
year.
yeah. Goes to lunch with,
Yeah, so,
yeah, exactly. So, okay, we can look into that. I talked to the chief about Ready Notify using that. That was a suggestion at the last meeting, to notify residents of that we're gonna redo the directory and get your information in. And he does not suggest that at all.
Okay,
He said right now, we probably don't even have half of the residents on Ready Notify. They haven't even signed up for it. And he told me of a story, we had a water main break not too long ago, and some people got on social media and complained because they were notified through Ready Notify of the water main break, and what are we doing notifying them? They don't live on that street, we're bothering them and all that
can you
stuff.
imagine
So,
Yeah, it doesn't affect just one street when you have a water main break,
Yeah,
but.
but
you know,
They may
just
want to go down that
driving
street
down
for
it.
some reason or whatever.
Mhm.
Or have a family member down, who knows, any number of
Yeah.
reasons. I would want to know, but,
Mhm.
you know, everybody's different.
So we would just put it in the journal and in the
The
owl?
journal and the owl, like we did last time, and there is that's included in your packet also. Now, last time we did not print email addresses. I can see pros and cons of that. I can see people wouldn't want their email just to get, you know, it's more potential spam email coming to your inbox, you know, you put it out there. So, if you would take a look at this, you know, through the next week or so and see if there's anything we can revise through that, but, and we can also have these, like we did last time, like in the village hall, in the event center, when people go there, they're on the table.
Right.
Mhm.
And, you know, get them out. Maybe, well, we said we would put it in the owl and the journal. I was half gonna say just print out a page and have the owl, pay the owl to deliver like this would be an insert
Oh,
as opposed to a page that they maybe just skip through. If you see an insert, maybe that
it
brings a
might
little bit
catch
more
their
attention.
attention more, so they would know to
Yeah,
make
I
the
don't know.
changes as needed.
Right.
Mhm.
So that could be an idea. Um,
Well, we could check with the owl and see what they recommend.
Yeah,
An extra sheet, you know, when there's stuff in their bags, or actually have it attached.
yeah, we can check with them. So as far as the directory also, there's a section in there for all of our clubs.
Mhm.
I noticed there and on the website that most of the clubs do not have contact information. So I did call the various clubs. I did get back information from the women's club, which you have in your packet. They wrote a thing. The submitted by in there, that's not going to be, Mary Delansky's going to take that out and just put the body of the letter in there.
Mhm.
We got something from the Model A Club, and they're going to send me like a color picture for the website also,
Oh,
so we can put that on there. Let's see, the Women's Club and the Lake Club and the Model A Club, they got back to me. I did put in a phone call to the Men's Club, which currently the Men's Club doesn't have anything in here or on the website. So I don't even know if
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 want
it's
to.
active or what,
Yeah,
I don't
didn't realize
know.
they were active again. I
They
mean,
they
have
had a couple
a clam
events.
bake.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I don't know, and I have not heard back. I have not heard back from the Citizens League, the 50-plus Club, or the Owl. So I'm waiting for information on that. If we don't, then just whatever we have. This was updated last time, we'll just print that.
There's one of the pictures from the Model A Club.
Oh, okay.
Nice, right.
Yeah,
If we don't get it from them, I have that one and I have this one.
okay, good.
So they were at the we had the community gathering for something.
Okay, and they were very appreciative
Getting
of our
included.
reaching out and, yeah, getting
Yeah, they're-
included.
I know
and everything.
a couple of the members, so they're.
Yeah. So basically, that's it for the directory, as far as where we're at with that. I'm waiting on the pricing, and as soon as I get the pricing, I'll forward that to you, and then we can discuss what we want to do with the pricing of the ads. Okay, and then, but you're right, I think we may get more people this time if we keep it reasonable. You know, that's $125 for a half a page is not bad at all,
No.
you know.
And it's like a forever page.
Yeah,
Right, and
Well,
it would be
exactly.
good for, well, a couple of our restaurants that we have. You know,
yeah,
'cause none
Tinker's
of them-
Tavern isn't in there either.
Tinker's Creek Tavern isn't,
Yeah,
the grill place up there isn't,
yeah,
Hot Grills.
Hot Grills.
hot grills,
Mhm.
Yeah.
exactly.
I went to, I went to Dan's spot when we did this, and they were new. You know,
Yeah.
He just,
Mhm.
but he may be interested now.
I'm sure he would be.
Yeah.
But not speaking for him.
Yeah.
But I did peruse this, the 2023 directory. I stole it from the kitchen, so I have to get this back. Some of the things that I looked at, on the second full page in where it lists council committees and that, it lists names, and those names are almost, they're valid for a very short period of
Mhm.
time. I don't know, I would recommend that we put the committees that we have, but just the committees that we have. You know, if somebody wants information about that committee, they know
Oh,
to call the
yeah.
village hall.
Right.
And that would save some space. In the planning commission also, these names change
Yeah.
a lot too, so I don't think we need the names. We could just have the, the Board of Zoning Appeals, and we have a planning commission. That would save some space on that to move some other things over, like the 20 Village Hall staff. Some of these people aren't here anymore. I don't know what we want to do with listing names of staff members.
Do we need to? I
Well,
mean,
I think we're pretty stable with our staff.
Like
And
the
it's good to
chief,
call and know the person you're gonna be talking to.
yeah, and I agree with that. There are people who do that. Like Nicole, Mary and Nicole, they're not going to, Nicole, we're chaining her to the desk. She can't leave.
yeah.
But Chris, people like
Yeah.
that, and Heidi, Angela is no longer here. John, he's gonna be around for a while, Rob, the main people,
Well,
but I don't know what we do with some of these other ones.
not only that, I mean, they are listed on the website.
Yeah, but not everybody goes to the website,
they
a lot of the
don't have
older people
computers.
don't. Yeah,
Yeah, they,
like, I can name some, I won't, but,
Hey.
not you.
I like having the names there, but I do see, half,
I mean, we
fourth of
can
them have
update, we can
Yeah.
update it. If it changes, it changes. It's not a big deal. And I agree with you. People do like to see, okay, well, who am I
if they're
gonna
calling,
talk to?
yeah, the
here?
service
Yeah.
department, they're gonna
Yeah.
get Rob or Lisa or.
Right,
Mhm.
right. I did ask, so we can keep that, for the next page, special village services, I did email Rob and ask him if he was okay with this information. So he has to get back to me on that. And then the next is all the clubs that we have. Excuse me.
Bless you.
Thank you. So, yeah, if you would, just take a look at it and peruse it, and if something strikes you that could be changed or could be moved around or something like that, like saving that, all that space on this one page with the council, the email addresses for mayor and council could be put on that page, and that would save some save some space and to put something else in there if we wanted to.
Mhm.
It's so rare that anybody, I've never really even had anybody email me. I don't know about you.
Printing
I got a
costs.
few.
Have you?
Mhm.
We get so many hundreds of emails every day.
Talk about-
Yeah, you have to really check because you're not sure if it's a
Yeah.
if it's a resident, you
Yeah,
don't know.
Yeah, and when.
You've
and-
got to open it up and make
yeah,
sure.
So you have
Yeah.
to sit there and
Mhm.
and that's impossible. I mean, you'd have to.
Now, Chairman,
Yeah. Yes.
when it comes to the planning commission and board of zoning, still put on there when their meetings are?
Oh, yeah,
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 okay.
yeah, oh, absolutely, yeah, that would be a good, and our meetings too, it's on the top
Mhm.
there, sure.
Okay.
Uh, Let's see, committee, boards,
And the mayor has agreed to have Mary in charge of the residents' pages?
yes.
The information, the changes?
Yes,
and- Okay.
mm-hmm,
Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of changes.
yeah, and she goes.
Through the county
She gets the
records.
information from, she's gonna get the information from, Lisa Canzoni. I spoke with her and she forwarded her database to Mary.
To Mary already?
But
Okay.
yeah, they have to
Mhm.
figure out how to get them talking as opposed to going line by line, but that's probably what Mary's gonna end up doing, going line by line. And as I said last time, there's gotta be a more efficient way
To just
to-
keep updating
to keep
it.
updating that
Mhm.
database. So, I think once Mary gets this set, then every time Lisa gets an edit, she forwards that edit to Mary, so, or uses the same database, they can use that same file,
Mhm.
and, because Mary really hasn't used it since the last
Right. 3 years ago now.
directory. So
Yeah.
that
Mhm.
file could be used by Lisa to edit everything, and then it's
Now,
done.
do we actually have, do new residents come in and get an occupancy permit?
No,
No. So we could still have people moving in and Lisa wouldn't even know.
Lisa, yeah, she has a process. Like, she will check home sales and things like that,
Oh.
and
Mhm.
if something is sold, she watches it and then sees who purchases it.
So
and
she can get her
stuff.
packet over there
Yeah.
to them.
Right,
Okay.
that's how she does it, so.
Mhm.
It's kind of clunky a little bit, takes time, but that's and she's used to doing it, she's been doing it for years, so that's what she does. If we can think of a easier way of doing it, but I don't know, nobody's required to come into the village hall and say, hey, I moved in,
Right. Well, some communities do. That's why I'm
I
asking.
know,
I didn't
yeah.
know. I know when we moved in many years ago, there wasn't anything.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah.
I can't
Okay.
remember back.
That one's
Does anybody
good.
have
When
anything
you were in
else on the,
diapers.
does
Your
anybody
mom.
have anything else on the directory for right now?
No, I think we're good on that
Okay.
directory.
These, as I said, these civic organizations will change if there's any changes, we'll change the website also. And
Mhm.
the Lake Club's gonna give me some color pictures, some newer ones, and that we'll put on our website too for them. I spoke with Mary Delansky, the rec department. She did just get this to me today. They put out this is for the new resident packet, that will include, to give people information on them. Let's see, what else? Oh, and the last thing I had was well, before I get to the voicemail, email, which I don't have much information, but other than the administration is working on it. Does anybody have anything for the new resident packet, other than the stuff that I supplied you? You want to take a look at it over the next week or so and get back to me if everything looks okay, and we'll include this new information in the new resident packet.
Mr. Chairman,
Yeah.
do we have a pickleball league? Is there a pickleball league?
No, there isn't. There was one, they were.
I know when they first
Last
started,
year,
I was
yeah,
just wondering if
but
they carried on, because I
did not.
know a lot of people.
There is the group that goes up there, and
Yeah, they're playing
there's
like.
like 12 of them.
Wow.
But I
So
just
I'm not
noticed that
sure.
we don't have anything as far as tennis or pickleball, because we have those courts now, you know, and,
Yeah.
for the new residents, I mean, there might be something to,
You have to add that on there, so they know we
Yeah,
have a
to-
court.
because they may not
Okay.
even drive up
They
there.
may not even realize it. That's a
That's-
good,
Yeah, definitely, pickleball.
okay. I'll get with Mary.
Because she does have pavilion and field rentals, but there's, you know, like I said, there's nothing as far as that.
Okay, that'll be an easy fix for her. She had something to do tonight. She was going to come to the meeting, Mary Delansky,
Mhm.
and she
I'll talk
had
to her.
something to
I'll
do.
talk to her about that. She has something else to do.
Well, she had the Parker program.
Yeah.
She's busy.
Um,
Very busy.
She goes a million different directions.
So,
She's amazing.
Let's see. So, the new resident packet will include the new information. As soon as I'll give those clubs that didn't get back in touch with me a little more time, and maybe I'll call them again. And I know I talked to Councilwoman Allen last week. So if they don't get anything, or get me anything, then we'll just keep their information the same in there, and the same for the directory. And other than that, I think the information packet that we put out, a lot of it is like home, what permits required
Yeah.
and all that stuff. It's a lot of good information. But if you think of something over the next few weeks, just,
Chairman, my only other thing was do you feel it is better to mail it out instead of trying to deliver it in person? Since you could be going back 5 times, not
Yeah.
knowing when they'd be home.
if they're gonna be home or
Yeah.
not,
Yeah,
Yeah, we historically mail it out. And,
okay.
you know, we could still mail them, but then make it a point to visit a new resident with a packet and say, hey, if they happen to be home, hey, did you get a packet? Because I'm here to deliver it if you didn't, and welcome you. You know, that'd be
Mhm.
kind of a nice thing. Because sometimes with the mail system, they don't, it doesn't show up, you
But-
know.
When we mail these out, do they go just in a plain white envelope, or is it a Walton Hills official stamp on there? Or, you know, I mean, if we made it look, you know, the envelope itself, the packet, when it's.
Yeah, it might
you know
just
what I'm
be a
saying?
manila
Yeah,
envelope.
instead, make it a blue color with a official Walton Hills logo on it, and then draw their attention to it. Because I have heard that people just get them and throw them away.
Yeah, if you get it, you think it's somebody
Just a
trying
bunch
to
of
sell you
junk mail.
Junk mail.
Yeah.
That's why I thought, you know.
I can ask Lisa how it's mailed.
Yeah, how it looks. That's important how, you know, you get it and you get something from the IRS, you look at it while you get your attention right away.
Okay,
Or the envelope could be stamped, welcome packet,
That's
you
what I
know,
was
Yeah.
like on the
thinking.
bottom
Big-
left
big-
or something,
Yeah, or,
you know,
yeah, or big
somehow,
across the
a
bottom.
label put on it.
And with the Walton Hills stamp with Walton Hills on it, you know, that way, they
Yeah,
would
but
look.
for the return address part, yeah.
Yeah, so they would look at it, you know, so something, so.
Not to make them more work, but just to, if
That
it
should
said
be
like
easy to
welcome
do.
packet,
Yeah.
That
a
shouldn't be
label.
hard to do, get
Yeah.
envelopes that are,
yeah, that should be easy to do. And like I said, we can make a point of
Or
getting.
Yeah, stop by, or, I mean, if we knew,
Yeah, of
Well,
a
it is.
coordinated
and
effort.
it is a welcome packet. I mean, you want it to look,
Right,
yeah, welcome. Mhm.
yeah. And speaking of which, I know the mayor's letter was in here. But look at that too, maybe there's something, that, yeah, here it is. On behalf of council and the village personnel, welcome to your new home in the village
Page
of
two.
Walton Hills, exclamation. You have chosen to live in a friendly and progressive community where you will find good neighbors and concerned citizens. And he goes on, and it's signed by the mayor.
Mhm.
So, does anybody have anything else about the welcome packet? I'll find that information out from Lisa about the envelopes, how they actually mail it, deliver it.
how they look.
Mhm, how they look. And the voicemail email system, from what I found out, the administration is working on it. There's a couple different, for email, is one person, and from this company called TAC, and then voicemail is another company and another person. So, problem I had with the voicemail today, and I told Mary, and she was unaware of this, but to get to the event center, you go through the tree, and then it says if you want information on renting the event center or on rides, press this number. And I've not pressed that number, but I'm imagining it's a recording or something like that. I don't know that to be true. But then it says if you'd like to speak to somebody, something like that, call this number. It doesn't say press 3 and takes you
Oh.
right to that. So you gotta hang up, you made it through one tree.
And you gotta
You
write
gotta
down the
write
phone
down the number and you
Oh.
gotta call the
It is
number. And Mary
frustrating.
says, I didn't know that. I says, try
Yeah,
it.
it is
I
frustrating.
need
try
to
it.
call and see what it does.
Yeah, so
that's-
I'd like to get that fixed.
Make it simpler. People might not have a pen and be able to quickly write down the number.
Well, you would
Exactly.
assume that when you made the first call, you were gonna get through to, not have to
Mhm.
call again.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
Pretty silly.
Mhm.
so, that's all I have. Does anybody have anything else?
Well,
When I get that information from, the printer, I'll let yous know, and then, we can schedule a meeting and talk about it. Okay.
Mhm.
And I don't mind meeting in July or August, it doesn't bother me. It's all depending on what you guys wanna do, so. You're retired now, so you may be
Yeah,
traveling.
I'm on last year we weren't able to go on vacation in July because we had all those meetings. So
Uh-huh.
this year, the end of July, we are going.
Good for you, yeah.
So,
Good for you.
yeah, definitely, but you
Yeah,
can plan
yeah,
whenever.
okay. Very good, well, the last thing I have is I would like to, ask for acceptance of the Information Committee minutes of May 6, 2025. Can I have a motion to accept those?
For, what was the date on it?
The, May 6, 2025.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion to accept the minutes of May 6, 2025.
Second.
And second. All right, all in favor, say aye.
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 3 ayes.
Did we have that on it? Does anybody have?
Oh, I don't know.
It's on, oh, let me see.
See if there's anybody, I doubt if there's anybody.
Is there anybody watching?
No,
Nope.
no,
They don't love us.
no.
Okay.
Okay.
So, the minutes of May 6th are approved. Does anybody have any other business they'd like to talk about? No?
Not as,
Seeing none, can I get a motion to adjourn?
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion to adjourn the Information Committee meeting of Tuesday, June 17th, 2025 at 6:41.
Can I get a second?
Second.
All in favor say aye.
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 Three
Aye.
ayes.
Yes.
3 ayes approved.
Mm-hmm.
And meeting is adjourned at 6:41 PM. Thank you, everybody.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
it.
Thank you, sir.
That was a lot of information, a lot to cover there.
Yeah, we
on
did it
your-
all right.
I'm going to turn this off. There is no, nope, nobody, 3 views. I don't know. It says 3 views right here,
Oh.
but I don't know what,
Did I
Terry
put
might
the
have
wrong
clicked it on.
spot?
She
Where
clicks
was
it
it?
on.
right here.
Terry clicks it on
Right.
sometimes.
Oh, okay, I was looking up there.
Oh,
And
yeah,
I'm-
yeah.
I didn't have my glasses on, so I don't know.
Okay, so what we'll do is we'll end this and broadcast.